Hey there, guys and gals. It is Kevin from Good Life Podcast, and today we are going to be talking about the anime. Yes, that's the one. It's the one that I've been really excited about to talk about on this podcast since I first joined, way back in the Hentai Prince episode. And we've been talking about it a lot on the podcast. We've been hyping it for quite a while, and it is finally here. So, this week, or this month rather, we're going to be talking about Haganai Season 1, or as you may know it, is called the僕は友達が少ない. So, as usual, I'm here today with Bish.
Hello.
Joe.
Hello.
And Tyson.
Hello.
Remember, guys, for you new folks, because if you're new, we love you guys. Come in for the hug. Anyway, Get Live Podcast Kunai is a monthly anime discussion anime podcast. I'm going to say anime as much as I can in this disclaimer. So it's under the Get Live group. So due to the nature of discussion, we cannot avoid spoilers to the show. So you are warned, guys. Also, we're not really covering any source material. So we're not going to talk about manga. We're not going to be talking about light novels either for any of the shows that are based off one. We can be found on the Stitcher store and the iTunes store as well. If you have an iOS device, you can actually find it in iOS 9 under the podcast app. Just type in Kunai and bam, you've already found us. If you'd like to recommend a show for us to watch and make an episode of Kunai about, then send us your suggestions on our Twitter page, our new brand spanking new Twitter page at GLAP Kunai, and we only ask that you suggest shows that have at most 30 episodes, because, you know, we got lives to attend to. Get it? Okay, done. Yeah.
Now, every time I hear it, it gets more cringeworthy. I don't know.
I know, because you were the one that started it, and this is a reminder to you.
Yeah, exactly. It's just going to be like a shame fest every episode from now on. It's just going to have that one joke.
I can imagine when Tyson's like 80 years old, he just listens to this and was like, why did I do that?
If I ever reach 80 years old, I'll be wondering, what the hell did I do when I was younger?
Tyson, what if you're like a celebrity when you're 80? And, you know, that'd be badass. Like, you got famous because of this.
I wouldn't even remember what I did when I was in my young adult days.
Oh, do you know what I think what would make you famous? It was, you probably said something that went viral, something on Kunai that you said went viral, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, Tyson!" Like, "Oh my God, Tyson!" Oh, wow.
You just wanted to
You know
sneak in that Bali girl.
I did. I love Valley Girl voices.
No.
I just want to know, before we start, does one of the characters have a Valley Girl voices in the English dub? I know you've watched parts of the English dub. It's cringeworthy, but I hope Sena has like, "Oh my God, like, oh my God." That would make her so much more appealing.
Have a voice like that in the dub.
Are you serious? No
as
way.
hell.
I'm watching the dub now. Does Yozora have a voice like that?
Everyone has a voice like that.
Even wait. Not everyone can't have a voice like that. Kodaka can't have a voice like that. He's like, "Oh my God."
Not him, but...
Or Maria. "Oh my God."
Oh wow.
I should leave that for later when we talk about the voice acting.
He's basically ruining the dub for me.
Every time you listen to the dub,
spoiler,
"Oh my God."
just don't bother with the dub if you're watching.
That's all Funimation dubs though, except for Dragon Ball Z. It's like, "Oh my God," like, all female characters like, "Oh my God."
Yep. Basically,
It's either that or they're like, "It's Dragon Ball Z," and that's it.
Oh my gosh.
Funimation, I'm not trying to be mean to you, but it's true. Get your act together, please. Oh my God.
All right. Kelly?
Yeah.
All right. So, for those of you that don't know what Haganai is an anime series that we're covering right now that is based off of a light novel that's written by Yomi Hirasaka and that's illustrated by Buriki. Right? I'm sorry if I butchered those names, but
You probably did.
shut up. Interestingly enough, the manga, it's kind of unrelated, but the manga is actually illustrated by Itachi. So
it's basically illustrated by me. It's illustrated by me.
Yeah, basically.
It's illustrated by me.
Tyson, I didn't know this.
Well, you didn't know how. You You don't need to know everything that I do.
This explains a lot because in the I think in the first episode of Kunai, you were talking about how you took anime drawing classes and manga drawing classes. So
That explains a lot.
Oh my god.
this explains so much.
Oh my god. Tyson, you're actually taking drawing classes?
Yeah, I actually did.
Tyson, I want you to draw me a manga by the end of this.
Yeah,
You-
draw a manga based on this episode.
Oh my
Right.
god, that would be amazing. If anyone wants to do that, please send it to Tyson because obviously he's director of fanfics, and now this is added to his job.
Yep.
Yeah, just do like a 4-panel page.
By the way, Joe, I charge by an hourly rate.
Whoa, how much do you charge? You don't need the money. You have your
Nah,
budget.
I'm not paying
Tyson.
for it.
Oh, they no money, no work.
Whoa.
Well, screw you. You're doing great.
But anyways, let's get back on track. So this is what the anime is about. It's a slice of life / harem / romantic comedy anime, and it is centered around the protagonist, who is Kodaka, and he's basically this transfer student to this new school. You know, just like every other generic romantic comedy protagonist, but he doesn't fit in well because he has like pudding-like hair, like it's blonde and brown. So everyone thinks he's a delinquent, and everyone avoids him. And it basically centers around his life at the school, trying to make friends, and along with this other person, who is Yozora, he founds the Neighbors Club, and basically the goal of that club is for them to make friends, and that's basically it. The story is very basic. It's more of a slice of life than anything.
All right. So usually this is kind of where we get into the first impressions of the anime. Do you mind if I say my first impressions first? Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So, as always,
Wait,
how
hang
I
on,
get
hang
into
on. I just want to do a PSA here. Normally, I try to be objective when I'm talking about anime and how I critique them, but for the purposes of this episode, all that shit's going out the window. Okay, I'm going full on Team Sena for this. I think Bish is going full on Team Yozora. So, just take my opinion for a grain of salt. Okay.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. The thing is, you don't know what my opinion's going to be. I might just switch it up. I don't know. Anyway, so how I got into this anime, this is kind of weird. This is like the third anime that I saw, I think, probably after K-On! I was watching animes, and the anime guru himself, Danil, as we always mention Danil on the podcast, we have so much love for him. He said, watch this anime, and I watched it, and I felt really connected to it. And I think the reason that was because this is the story of my life.
So, do you also want to be stepped on by Sena? Or
No, not that. I mean, in terms of the protagonist and stuff like that, but I'll talk about that when I talk about the characters. But it was really, it just felt like my life, especially, you know, the Neighbors Club, etc. Like,
Wait,
I
hang
wish I had something like that in school. I never was a part of it because we never actually had that. I did go to a Catholic school as well, so I know about all of this. And it did used to be run by nuns, albeit not nuns that are 10 years old or anything like that, or sexy nuns. We never had that.
There are no sexy nuns in Haganai.
There are.
No.
There is.
No.
There is. That's
No, they are not.
wait,
Sister Kate. That's all I need to say.
we're
But
treading on thin ice here, guys.
Sister
We're treading
Kate
on
doesn't
thin ice.
appear until season 2. Limit yourself to
Ah.
covering season 1.
She has a cameo. She
She
has,
has
a
a
cameo.
cameo in season 1,
Wow.
and it's only for like a couple of seconds.
Yeah,
Oh, we found the loophole.
it's like a
found-
Stan
that's a
Lee
loophole.
cameo.
So we can talk about Sister Kate just about. So yeah, it was something that obviously I'm very interested in romance animes, and when Danil suggested this to me, he said, okay, you will like Haganai because you like romance. So I went into Haganai thinking it was a romance anime, but I got a lot more than I expected, and I think this is the anime where I started kind of liking the comedy genre and the slice of life genre in general. So it does mean quite a lot to me. So Tyson, what do you think? What are your first impressions?
How I found out about Haganai at first is that both Bish and Kevin would not shut up about it. They were like, Tyson, watch Haganai.
Well,
We need to settle this debate once and for all. And like opposite shifts, one being Team Sena, one being Team Yozora, and like, oh my god. So I'm basically depending upon to solve this existential crisis between Bish and Kevin. And I watched it a few months ago and I rewatched it recently for the discussion of this episode. And up to this day, even though I rewatched it, I still not sure how to feel on Haganai. In a way, it doesn't make me as conflicted as a Nisekoi, but this is I just can't quite pinpoint it out. I still don't know how to feel about Haganai. So basically Haganai is it was a pretty divisive anime, and I'm the kind of person that usually has an opinion just to spite someone else, just to spur a discussion. So with that in mind, no, I'm not cheering for Team Sena over Team Yozora. So that's pretty much it. I really don't know where to pick it up. So the first impressions almost non-existent because I already was. My opinion, my point of view regarding Haganai was already contaminated. I guess you could say.
I'm a bit disappointed. I was
Because I chose not
I
to
was
endorse.
expecting much more.
Because I chose not to endorse Team Sena.
No. It's just I was expecting, after all the hype that me and Bish put you through, I was expecting you to have more to say about it, like whether good or bad. I'm really.
Okay, I'm gonna add a bit more. By the time I watched Haganai, I wasn't that much of an expert in the harem genre. So maybe it's I will say this without knowing if I'm correct or not. I felt that Haganai was one of the smarter herring animes out there because actually Kodaka has he kind of rules his herring with a pimp hand almost. He doesn't take any shit from either of the girls in the group or I really don't know. It's like just about
He's just
that.
chill.
It's chill in a way, yeah.
He's not like Nisekoi's protagonist, whose name I've completely forgotten already,
Raku.
which kind of
Raku.
tells you how much
Raku Ichijo?
yeah, Raku. He doesn't take anyone's shit basically.
Mm-hmm.
He does what he wants, and that is what I honestly like about him.
He looks like he doesn't care. He looks like he just sees somebody and just walks out.
That's basically him. But
So in summary, first impressions, I like Kodaka. I think Haganai is one of the smarter.
basically, would you say that Kodaka is your best girl? I just want to.
Oh my god.
We're still not discussing best girls, damn it.
I think that Tyson is just saying this to discreetly hint at his choice for best girl. Okay, just take note of this. guys.
Possibly. I think so.
Well, you guys are making a huge stink about it. Oh my god.
Oh, wait. Kodaka doesn't have blue hair. Can't be.
Oh
right.
my god,
Can't
not
be
this
right,
shit
best girl.
again. Not this shit again.
Yeah, I apologize, Tyson. I misinterpreted that. That's right, Bish. You're completely right.
I know.
Okay, but
Excellent point.
Not this
before we
shit
move on to
again.
Joe's opinion, I'd like to say that before, I was counting on our 3-person setup on the podcast to tip the scale because, with a 3-person setup, there can only be one victor in the Yozora versus Sena debate. But since we're an even number now...
The problem is, I'm probably going to get destroyed so hard. I'm going to get gangbanged.
No, but we don't know that yet. Maybe Joe's just been trolling me and is actually on Team Yozora.
He
I
might
don't know.
be. Or he might be on like team someone else.
Team Kodaka. Maybe they're gonna team the same with Tyson and just sink both of us.
I know.
We don't
Actually,
know.
it's fine.
But,
I have my secret weapon, so
But
wink, wink.
Joe, before you speak, I just want to let you know that you will not be judged for what you say, but just remember that words have lots of power, alright? And just be careful, alright?
Okay.
Be careful.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys have been recommending this show to me for God knows how long. Because like I always hear about it. It's like, oh, Haganai, oh, it's so good. Oh, the best girl. Oh my God. Oh. But and to be honest, I thought it was like it was supposed to be like a more serious anime. I thought it was gonna be like a serious romance. Because you guys were talking about like
No.
girls and stuff.
No. Okay, just
No, okay, let me finish. Then I watched it, I'm like, this is more lighthearted than I thought it'd be.
okay. Just pro tip. I don't think Bish and I have ever watched a true romance anime.
Oh,
I never
no. Don't say that. I have. I've
we
watched
never
many.
we never talk about it though, right?
No, we've
So-
never talked about true romance anime, but I have seen true romance anime. I am the romance guy, let's be honest. Not in real life, but in the anime world, I watch all the romance anime. That is my genre. But, this isn't really romancy. It does drift towards that in season 2, but we're talking about season 1. So...
By the way, PSA guys, we're still holding the hashtag #GetBishLay campaign. So if there's any candidates, you can send them. You can send your applications via Twitter.
No, that makes me feel so bad now. It's like, the only way Bish can get laid is, if someone volunteers.
Well,
Now it makes me feel bad. It's like... I don't know I don't know how it is.
sorry, Joe.
I started watching the show, and then it's like at first it didn't really click with me. Like I didn't really see like why this is such an appealing show. Because I don't know, I feel like I just got like really bored of it at times. But like then I started watching more, and I'm like, I can't really explain why, but like the show's really growing on me. Like it's like it got really like a lot more members of the group, and it's like there were a lot more people, like a lot more comedy, and a lot more romance.
I can definitely see what you're trying to say because I'll be honest. I think that season 1 is just trying to set up season 2. Basically, that's essentially what it's trying to do, because you don't meet everyone until I believe episode like 4 or 5 or something, right? When Rika finally comes in. So it's a slow burn. It's not something that hooks people right away because it does start off with a very small cast initially, with basically just Kodaka, Sena, and Yozora, and just Kobato on the side, who doesn't really become an integral member until later on in the show. So definitely I can see why someone might not just watch this at first and get hooked on it right away,
Yeah, that's why I kind of like took my time with it. But then after I got like to the good part, it's like, you know what, I want to watch more of this. It was really funny.
It is just... That's how I felt, basically, at the end of Season 2. Even though we're not supposed to be covering Season 2, I'm just saying,
Well,
just this anime in general left me wanting more. It's those series where you just can't have enough of it,
oh, by the way, that's episode 4, the one where Rika and Yukimura got formally introduced and got a spot in the Neighbor Squad. I knew I had something around here, but I had to look it up.
So what are you guys' favorite episodes and moments? Because I know for me, my favorite episode had to be the karaoke episode.
Karaoke.
That's interesting.
The karaoke episode. The reason I say that is because it's just really... It's really nice. And I'm not sure if I'm getting confused between this anime or a different anime. They went into different rooms.
Yeah, they
Yep.
did wear in the original.
And
Yep.
yeah, I was kind of confused whether that was a season 1 or season 2 thing, or if it was in a different anime. A lot of animes kind of use this kind of trope where it's like, hey, we're going to go into a karaoke bar, and then the characters that don't really like each other tend to go in separate rooms. I've seen this in different animes before, but I think Haganai was probably one of the first. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But it was nice. I liked that because, they were singing, and etc., and that was great. And another thing I liked, and another episode which I liked even more, was the cell phone one.
Oh.
And the reason I liked it was because that was me at one point, without a cell phone, and And I was like, oh, guys, here's my phone number. And, I felt the similar way. And there's a lot of episodes in this anime that I absolutely love, and I can't really list them all because I'll be listing everything.
I just want to
Yeah.
I want to mention something because I just point out that it's kind of funny that you mentioned that because I think that it's probably what Tyson, you probably have this connection to that episode because remember, everyone just has these like, everyone's just overreacting about something as simple, and trivial as IR and trading cell phone numbers, and everyone's just freaking out over this quote unquote advanced technology, and it's actually just a bunch of flip phones, right? So I think it's kind of like,
honestly, there haven't been any cell phones, at least here in Puerto Rico. Those kind of cell phones don't exist. Not the flip phones. Flip phones still exist, but flip phones with IR technology that allows you to exchange information. That really wasn't a thing until smartphones were introduced.
Yeah.
So
I think even now, phones don't really have IR blasters except for Samsung phones. But even then, I think we still kind of have that kind of thing with the bump app on iPhones and NFC technology. Where you can just touch phones.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, I mean,
you
I
can
didn't
share
really
contact
get that
details.
honestly, because it's like, because I know like they don't have any friends and all, but like it's a pretty modern society. Like they should at least know they should do that kind of stuff.
yeah, I know, but
I
think it's
the way it is because I don't know. When I was in high school, certain schools don't allow phones, etc. I don't know what is the case in terms of Haganai, but even then, if you don't have a telephone and you don't have parents to call, because you can call them using your house phone, then there really isn't a point or a purpose for you to have a telephone. You're not going to be talking to friends because you don't have friends, which is the main point of this anime. The reason they didn't really use the phones a lot because they didn't have anyone to talk to.
That was precisely the point of the whole gag around this episode. Precisely that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just had the feeling that this is kind of like a tongue-in-cheek joke at the demographic of people that this is targeted at. This is, an anime that's targeted towards a bit of an older male audience, right?
Yeah, it is.
Probably people around Tyson's age who were around back in the day, where if you had a Motorola, you would get like laid, So
I'm not sure about that. I think even then, people in Japan still kind of use flip phones because they are very cheap and they're very affordable, especially for high schoolers. Like smartphones are available, but they're very expensive considering tariffs and stuff like that.
No,
so
I think
a lot of people still kind of operate on. Flip phones.
I think they are quite accessible, but people just prefer flip phones. And what handset manufacturers over there in Japan do is that they try to incorporate smartphone features onto flip phones.
But bear in mind that was there from a long time ago, like since the 90s. People were having IR blasters in phones many years ago. Like even there was Nokia phones in this country that had IR support, but no one really knew what to do. No one really knew the technology. No one actually really cared. And then Bluetooth came along and just crushed it.
I think it was precisely because of that, because Bluetooth was a more marketable name.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that was the episode I really liked the most, because with Haganai, I can relate to it a lot, because as I mentioned, this is my high school story, give or take. The Neighbors Club was pretty much me and Danil and a bunch of other friends, and that's just how it is. I was a kid that had no friends in high school, Did
you have air friends?
And the thing is, each character... This is very interesting, and I really wanted to talk about this within the characters, but I'll talk about this now. Each character is a form of Bish sometime throughout my life.
So wait, are you implying that at one point in life, you cross-dressed as a girl in a maid costume?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Maybe that's a future point in life. I don't know.
Bish wants to.
Yeah, Bish, are you also?
Well, Bish wants to cross-dress for charity, so we may not be at that stage yet, but it will come.
Yeah, it's a future stage. But
Bish, are you also implying that you love to read erotic manga at one point?
That's the phase I'm at now. Wink, wink. I'm only joking.
I think he's also implying that he has a huge rack
I do.
and has
I
blonde
do.
hair.
But seriously, I'll explain that sooner when we get to the characters bit and why I have certain relationships with the character.
Certain
But in the
relationship.
meantime- Certain relationships, like certain things that I find that I'm attracted to, not physically or emotionally, but I mean like, wow, that's a cool character. This is what I feel about them. That's what I mean by relationship with character.
Wink, wink.
I'll talk about that when we talk about characters. But in the meantime, Tyson, what's your favorite episode?
My favorite episode has to be the Yukata episode. You know, the one where they go to the carnival. That they were hesitating and everything.
Thing is, every slice of life anime, this is like a staple in slice of life
It's the
anime.
unwritten code. Every anime has to have a beach episode and a festival episode. It's just written into like the secret code of anime makers.
That's true.
But
anyway, Tyson, continue.
however, Nisekoi have both of those, and at least in terms of favorite episodes, I didn't go for the trophy ones. But in here, I have to go for the trophy one. I don't.
Because Sena, right? Right?
Well, Sena does look cute in a yukata, but there was also the fact that it's the fact that these guys are all happy and everything. It's like the culmination of something that was being cultivated through the episodes, and it ended up into something beautiful. I still don't know why Yozora didn't choose to wear a yukata, but that's none of my business.
I'm gonna ask you though, what did you feel about the ending of that episode? Because I felt that like other than that ending, it was pretty good. All right, what do you think about the ending?
Okay,
Where, I'll just fill you in.
Okay,
for those who don't know.
Okay.
Basically what happens at the end is there are fireworks, right? And they just set up fireworks and everything's all good and well until Yozora's hair catches fire, and then Kodaka has to take the bucket of, dirty water where they extinguished all the fireworks to basically douse her with. And then she gets pissed and storms off and doesn't show up at the club for another week.
Well, she doesn't storm off. She just like silently just leaves. She's like, I'm leaving.
I think it's the fact that she's embarrassed. Because if that was me, like I've been in that position before, well, similar position. If that was me, I would have walked away in shame, like not talking, and not because you feel very shameful, not appearing until it's kind of died down. So I think that's where Yozora was. I'm not defending Yozora. I'm just saying that that's how I would have felt.
Of course, the one who identifies with Team Yozora isn't defending her.
Oh. Yep. Okay. I see. It makes sense now. All right.
But anyway, I felt like, what's Yozora's problem? Why would she have preferred to get slapped to turn out the fire? Sometimes I don't get Yozora as a character, or maybe it's because that I'm not very familiar with Japanese customs or whatever. But all I ended up asking myself was, what is her problem? She refuses to wear a yukata. All she wants to do is compete with Sena during the festival, and when an unfortunate accident, because it's not something that happened with intention. It's not like Sena wanted to light up her hair or something.
It wasn't even Sena's fault at all. Actually, I think it's
It's
just
like
she happened to be standing by the fireworks.
Exactly. Personally, if I was Kodaka, I would have done the same as well. Instead of like just slapping the fire out of her hair, I would have give me that bucket of water. Just threw it at her, and for some reason she feels ashamed. I mean, what's your problem?
I mean, I can understand, like Bish said, I can understand it to a certain extent because it was like murky, dirty water. But hey, would you rather have your hair burned off or have the fire extinguished? Right? It's like, what's your deal?
No,
what stick is up your ass?
No.
To be honest,
Next episode when she tries to explain that she cut her hair because the stink of the fireworks wouldn't go away. I don't fucking buy that. I do not buy that.
No.
She didn't cut her hair just
only
for
because
that.
of that.
No,
it's because of that.
But I'm giving the reason of the story, because yes, she cut her hair just to finally remind Kodaka that she's Sora, her childhood friend. But
Yeah, surprise, surprise, we didn't see that coming.
no,
Whoa.
at the first, I'll be honest here. At the
No,
first,
no, I'm talking about like, I'm talking about when they were showing scenes and like they're like censoring her name. It's like it's obviously Yozora.
The thing is, I didn't realize
I
until
didn't.
Yozora cut the hair, and I fangirled. I was like, oh my god!
Wait, Bish, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Are
It
you
could not have been
serious,
more-
Fish?
It couldn't have been more obvious though. Like,
Seriously, when I first watched Haganai, when I was first after I broke down and said, okay, I'm gonna watch it. At first, I didn't realize until that very last episode that Yozora was Sora. Even though
it was-
Oh my gosh.
like on the rewatch, I did manage to catch the different scenarios in which Yozora is that say, hey, do Yozora and Kodaka know each other? But
what?
no, that remember, I'm talking about my first watch through, and the scenes weren't as obvious to me as knowing what happened in the end, and realizing that hey, Yozora and Kodaka actually knew each other from a long time ago, and I started to see the signs, but not during the initial watch of Haganai. I realized that until the very last episode. So take that for what it is.
Oh my gosh.
I personally find it's kind of strange because I personally felt that like the director was trying to like he was throwing it at us. He was screaming it in our faces. Like, I mean, not only is Soda's voice was incredibly feminine and not masculine whatsoever. Like, I don't think that they even tried.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was just like a girl just.
No, but bear in mind, a lot of male voices, especially prepubescent males, tend to be voiced by women.
Okay.
Anyway, so I can understand. Like for me, that was like okay, it's just his voice hasn't broken yet. That's how I thought about it. I didn't think, oh, he has to sound like really manly. Like, all right, let's go to the pub. No, I didn't think like that.
Fair enough, but like then again, do you guys not remember that one episode where Yozora's just reading a book and then like I don't know, I think Kodaka was daydreaming about Soda and he like just like mumbles the name and after then Yozora looks up from her book and she's like, what?
I got that from the second watch through, but not the first. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, same.
But that was like I found that was like a dead giveaway.
Bear in mind when I was watching this, I was just like, oh, okay, I didn't really care about that until the second time I watched it. Like when I watched it, it was just like, oh, okay, this is gonna be when is the romance gonna happen? Then I didn't really care about anything else. My mind was kind of focused on the fact that this is a romance anime. So I'm trying to find where's the romance, kind of like a game of Where's Wally. It wasn't there, so I can understand why Tyson was like, okay, until the second watch through, then this kind of stuff is revealed.
Also, on the first one, the most I thought was that Yozora was triggered as part of something good that happened in her life because she tries to present herself as this character with such misfortune, and for some reason Kodaka just daydreaming or something kind of bringing back memories for her. That's what I took it as. I didn't really took it as a sign of something to happen later in the story, even if what, like you say, it was being thrown at my face that Yozora and Kodaka knew each other. I didn't see that until the second watch of Haganai.
Because like what I thought was like logically, I mean, I looked at it as okay, well these flashbacks literally have nothing to do with the show or the present day. So what other purpose could these flashbacks have other than to hint that Kodaka knows, one of the current characters from the past?
Not exactly. Let me contest that because Kodaka has these flashback episodes just trying to remember his childhood friend, and like this childhood friend is never revealed as a girl until the last episode because Yozora said herself she was embarrassed to show herself in a skirt because up to that point she's always been dressed in boys' clothing. So I took it more as a sign of Kodaka remembering what having a friend is like and how he feels so bad that he couldn't say goodbye to this person that, in my mind, I never knew it was Yozora until the last episode.
Oh, now that you bring it up, though, I have a new theory. Okay, Bish. Okay, Joe. I want your opinions on this. Okay, just
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow your minds. All right. So,
Alright.
what do we know about Tyson's ships? Tyson likes crossdressers with blue hair. What character
Okay.
dressed as a boy as a kid? Yozora.
Yeah.
Therefore-
blue hair.
Therefore, maybe his best girl is Yozora.
I don't think so.
I already said that Yozora, that I'm not cheating for Team Yozora.
Well, maybe you're just being Tsundere and just bullshitting me. I don't know.
Well,
I couldn't know for sure.
wait until the...
That is a very plausible theory.
It is plausible.
But it just doesn't sit right with me.
It is plausible.
Also, I wanna-
But I already said that I'm not cheating for Yozora.
Okay. But also, did anyone else think of Ash when they saw Yozora?
Oh my
yes,
god.
just
Yeah,
because
I
of
was
the
like-
cap.
I was like,
Yes.
that's literally gender bent Ash.
I wanna be the very
Wait, I
best.
didn't even notice that.
No, but because Yozora is always wearing that one cap, and it looks exactly like Ash's
like
cap.
Ash's, yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't really think of Ash. I just thought of some girl wearing a boy's hat.
Wow, you saw straight through that, and you were like, yeah, that's it.
No,
I think it might have been a reference.
You know what? At least they
The
found
thing
out who
is-
she really was before the last episode.
Oh, the thing is, this anime has a lot of other anime references inside it. If you notice the festival episode, there is actually a frame where you see the characters from Oremo as
Oh
extras,
yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember
and
people talking
that's
about that.
that's amazing. But it's great, obviously, because same animation studios, etc. But that's kind of cool. That's an Easter egg. They have quite a lot of Easter eggs in here, especially the whole Monster Hunter thing. That was another thing. That's actually
Oh yeah.
they actually say it's Monster Hunter, and they actually did get the rights for that. The reason being is because I believe Namco Bandai actually made the Haganai games, so
Wasn't big.
it was kind
Wasn't that Capcom though? Because Capcom is hinted. Yeah.
No, I think Monster Hunter Capcom. Shit.
No, Monster Hunter's a Capcom game.
Oh no, I'm getting confused between God Eater. Sorry.
On one of the pictures that I took that I wanted to make an exception is like okay, so they're not using an ersatz an ersatz name for Capcom. So I mean okay, what's going on here? And now that what you mentioned makes sense, Capcom made Monster Hunter, and they actually show Capcom's name as is, with some slight modifications, obviously. But it was
Yeah, the
still
thing is
Capcom.
they showed
Basically the logo.
they showed Capcom, but the thing is they called the PSP a PSP, which is a trademark.
Yeah, but
That's the thing I don't
it's
understand. If PSP is a
but it's a-
trademark,
but it-
yet they called it Play States Portable.
yeah,
Doesn't
precisely.
make any sense.
No, actually, to quote directly from my notes, they said, "Praying states
Right.
portable."
Praying,
Sorry, just couldn't help
praying
it.
the States
Just the way they pronounced it was
Portable.
hilarious.
That didn't even make any sense. Like, I know they have to come up with a name to make it sound like a PSP.
No,
but that
other
just didn't
animes
make
do it a lot
sense.
worse. Like the god
Oh, like
Mausama and
Mausama.
the world God only knows called it a
Macronos.
PSP. What the hell is a PSP? I don't know. I like it. They still call it a PSP and they still call it PS3, but they just changed the name obviously because they can't have it there. The thing I don't understand is why would they have the Capcom there, even though Capcom don't make the Haganai game. It's actually Namco Bandai. The thing is, I got confused because I was getting confused between Oremo and this anime, because in Oremo they play God Eater, which is of course a let me check, because if it's not a Namco Bandai game, I'm gonna kill myself like right now.
I think
Yeah, so they were playing God Eater,
So you're correct.
which is a Namco Bandai game. So I kind of got confused, but I don't know why. Somehow they got Capcom involved, but it might have been a promotional thing, really.
Yeah, but yeah, you're correct. It says that the publishers are Bandai Namco. You're correct.
That's interesting. Joe, so what were your favorite moments or episodes?
Well, I want to state my favorite moment first, because there's this one episode that I watched where Kodaka visits Sena's house.
Oh, yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep.
You guys know what I'm talking
Universe!
Is it that scene? Is it the scene that I'm thinking of right now?
about? Yeah, it's the scene where
Episode 9, by the
like,
way.
she's chasing after Kobato, and like she's like running out of her bath, very happily. Then
Oh.
she sees Kodaka.
That
She's really upset.
that
and then
was priceless because okay, I'll tell you why I find that it was. And I watched the English version, the dub version on YouTube, and it was honestly, it was not good. Okay, I'll just leave it at that. But anyways, the Japanese version is perfect because you know how she's laughing as she's running, right?
Yeah.
And then she turns around and then she goes, and just the way she does that, like, just kills me.
You know, honestly, I think that's actually one of my favorite episodes too. Because I actually like
Pegasus and all that.
Yeah, no, like where like Kodaka
Yeah,
spends
Pegasus,
time
his
with
name.
Sena's
Pegasus.
father.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Don't call him Pegasus. Don't call him Pegasus.
Yeah, he got all drunk and he just took up the bed.
That was actually no, but he got wasted after one glass.
He has a low tolerance to
but-
alcohol.
And he started repeating the same lines over and over until like it was clear that he was ready to just die.
No, but guys, just what would you? Okay, I have a question. What would you have done if you were Kodaka, all right, and like the president of your school was just shit faced in front of you?
I'd probably help him out.
Because
How are you
how
gonna help
awkward
out
that
a drunk
is.
guy?
No, like
Or I would call his maid and say, "Hey, butler person, he's wasted. What should I do?"
That's what.
Well, I mean, she already knew that. She was just. Like,
That's what Kodaka tried
she's
to
like,
do.
don't bother. She's like, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not waking up. You just can't.
He could have slept on the floor. Let's be honest.
Moments.
Can we talk about the universe kind of moment there? Because what I want to talk about is
Yes.
the censorship, because I originally watched this anime censored, as a lot of people would do.
Mm-hmm.
As did I. But then I saw the light.
Of
Except
course,
for
you
me,
didn't
I
watch
didn't
it
watch it
censored.
Yeah, of course I didn't.
but
Like,
the-
why would you think that?
The thing is, with the censored version, they do have the
Joe is
clouds.
He's the lewd person of the podcast. He's the lewd person.
All right, so with the
Yes.
censored version, you do obviously have the clouds that cover up the bits and bobs, which, you know, it's a standard, it's a staple in Japanese anime and games and stuff, which I'm used to. And then I rewatched it, and obviously I was watching it on because I have the DVD collection. I was watching it there, and it was uncensored, and I'm like, what the hell? I was really surprised, really shocked, because it was like Sena's boobs. That confused me first of all, because I didn't expect it. It was like blam, and I was like, whoa. And then second of all,
You know, that scene confused me too, but not because I was surprised.
He's probably like, no, Joe's reaction is probably like, boobs can do that?
the nipples are really small. Third of all, it's the fact that the boobs.
No, you're gonna have to
I will
clarify your
clarify
second
it, but
point later
the
on,
thing is,
okay?
it's something I did not expect. I don't want to sound really, really pervy here, but I expected Sena to have burger nips.
You-
Just saying. Don't
I
type
don't
that
really
in
want to know what
Google.
the hell that
I
is.
don't
We
want to
have
know what those
massive-
are. So,
Yeah.
okay, Kevin.
Maybe
probably
it's a
is.
British thing.
Burger.
Wait, Bish, what
You know,
what were they
burgers.
called?
Wait, are those
Yeah,
the same
kind
thing
of
as pepperoni?
Burger nips.
Um,
that's what
Oh,
Kevin,
ew.
Joe.
Ew.
Okay,
K-
I'm okay, guys. I'm gonna go incognito.
No, but
Kevin, Joe, come here a second. So, if Bish never had a girlfriend, do you think the guy watches a lot of porn? He jacks all the way.
what? What is this about, man?
Oh, okay, Tyson.
This is creepy, man.
I just remind you that we brought this up about you multiple times, and you were uncomfortable doing it. So by doing this, you're risking like declaring
No, that's
all-out
fine.
war here. Like
To answer your question, Tyson, wink, wink. I'll tell you later.
You're not even supposed to listen to this conversation. I mean, you guys.
Well,
You get-
I know that Tyson's getting a DM in about 3 seconds now. You probably don't want to open that DM.
Tyson's gonna be like demoted to American. And stuff.
But no, he's already Puerto Rican. So I mean, that's already under at this point.
No, I don't think it's under America. I think it's just above America.
Not quite. Not quite.
Oh, even you admit it, Tyson. I'm trying to help you out there. But yeah, what I was supposed to say was, in regards to the third point I was going to make, was the fact that they were really lazy on the drawing of the tits.
Oh my god.
This is something
Are you
I
gonna
don't
go on a
really
super
normally
long
bring up.
rant
No,
now
no,
about
please,
this.
let's
No, this is not a rant, but this is something I have
Okay.
to mention. This is not something I usually look at.
Sure.
You know, you
So
don't get-
I'm guessing
you don't
this is
get
a
the-
special case because
no,
it's Sena,
listen.
right? Right?
No,
Okay.
no, it's not. Look. If it was Yozora, I would say the same
All right.
thing. I'll be honest here. The fact that they were it's even with the other characters as well, that they're not really heavily detailed, and you can tell that they've only done that because they knew that they were going to put like some sort of censoring thing over it. That it seems very lazy. I think that when they should have, when they were going to release the uncensored version, that they should have redrew that scene, specifically tits, or added more like detail to
Are
them.
you talking about
Because
characters
they-
in general or just this specific thing?
This scene and then other scenes where characters were censored and then uncensored.
Okay.
Because it doesn't seem the case that, look, they drew it all together, but then they realized, okay, this bit's going to be censored, so we don't need to put as much effort into it. I think that's completely lazy, and that they should put as much
But
effort in the
What
boobs as
what
the
do you
face
mean
as everything else.
detail though? Like I don't understand.
Bi-
What
It's very
Bi-
difficult
Bi-
to-
Bish,
to
Bish,
explain
Bish,
what I mean.
I think you better switch the topic here because
Yeah,
you are
please.
being you're creeping us out. You're creeping us out.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean it's
No,
just,
no,
it's
I
just
think-
lazy animation. If you've seen it somewhere else.
Of course he will creep you out.
Today I learned British people have very high standards for tits.
No, it's not just for tits. It's just for animation in general. If this was something else within the anime, I would have.
Like, don't have any kind of like. serious
No,
criticism for
you
anything
guys,
else.
please, let me just finish
Okay.
my point, please.
Alright.
So in the bikini scenes and stuff like that, you see that there are sort of highlights and details being shown there, and they were drawn properly. But within this, you don't see any of the highlights. You don't see any shading. It's just one solid color. It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Like, she's naked. She's just come out of a shower. You expect her to be wet. And you expect some sort of sheen or some sort of glare or something like that.
Do you expect
There's not that much
expect
detail.
photorealism from anime? Dude.
No, Tyson,
No,
this
no,
is a
no,
double-edged
Tyson,
sword
I
here because
agree.
It's
she
like-
comes out of the
I-
pool.
Tyson, the
She comes out of the
thing
pool
is, like,
gleaming
like,
and all shiny. Let me
Yeah.
finish. She comes out of the pool all gleamy and shiny and whatever, and she comes out of the shower as if she was never in there.
No, but
what the
then in
hell?
the scene afterwards, her is what? So kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. They need to
But
fix that up.
I just picture Bish like watching this episode, just rewinding that one segment and just like inspecting it over and over.
That
That
is
is what- no,
precisely
that's
why I'm
not-
being creeped out. I mean,
Just watching it frame per frame.
exactly. But anyway, since we're on the topic of censorship, I would like to throw in my 2 cents about it and point my cannons at Kobato, because there are parts in which she is either naked, and I'm like, what the hell? What it wasn't really necessary to show Kobato naked? Does it advance the story somehow, or no?
no, it doesn't. And that
No,
freaked
but
me
it
out
freaked
in the
me out
episode
as
Let's
well.
say
because-
that about no, but
No,
guys,
here's the thing. I wasn't really freaked out because it's like a normal brother sister.
yeah, but the thing
Like,
is,
it's kind of like it's kind of like something brother sister
Mhm.
thing people do. It's like the scene. It actually fit with the scene too. It's like when Kobato was running away, it's like it kind of made sense to see her like that because she was with Sena.
No, but think about the camera angles. Like, if I don't oppose from Kobato running out of the bathroom naked, but do I really need to see it? That's the argument I'm trying to bring.
No, but Tyson, I think that your point's kind of hypocritical because didn't you say something like it's not necessary? Then again, could you say that about Sena or any other character?
I will be
that had this moment.
Well, I could say it about Sena, but at least I'm a bit tolerant for there because Sena is not a kid. Kobato is.
Yeah.
They're still
Kobato isn't. How old is Kobato? Just
11 or something. Let me just look it up.
No, that's Maria.
No,
Middle.
no.
So she's older. She's like 13.
And Maria has her scenes in which she's used for fan service, and it make me incredibly uncomfortable. And even with some jokes that Yozora made against Sister Maria, something about stripping her naked and putting her pictures around the internet, like, what the fuck, Yozora? Anything that has to deal with kids and over sexualization makes me incredibly uncomfortable.
Okay, but I understand that.
Okay, here's the thing. I didn't really see that as like sexualization. It's kind of like it's like it's not really something I saw like sexually appealing because it was kind of like just something that's there. It's like it's normal for like because like she isn't exactly like developed.
True, but there's different strokes for different folks. So even though you might not appreciate,
if you get turned on by that, then like
I'm not saying I do. I'm just saying there are people out there, and you're fuel. Essentially, by having that there, you're fueling.
But guys,
and it just causes.
Let's make a difference here. Okay, can we all agree that the scenes with Sena are for fan service, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Okay,
of course.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you think that they actually animated the Maria and Kobato scenes as fan service? Like, did you really think they had that in mind?
I do.
I honestly
think
don't.
They animated the Sena scenes as fan service, but they didn't animate the
I-
Kobato scenes as fan
Okay,
service.
what I think is in terms of the Kobato scenes and Maria scenes, it's not fan service, but by putting them in there, you've created this kind of you've provided fuel for a lot of stuff online.
But
There
how
is.
can they be held responsible for that, though? You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
I understand that, but it's at the same time, it's like it's there, and it wasn't really necessary to see that. Like I didn't need to see that. Neither did I want to see that, and I'm guessing there's a lot of people that, like Tyson and I did feel very uncomfortable. That's why I prefer the censored.
Okay.
version
Well,
as opposed to
one
uncensored.
thing, because I found Kobato say she's 13.
She's 13, so she's of legal age in Japan.
No, but
so
no,
that could explain why.
But I don't know. I still don't feel comfortable seeing that. And like, and for let's say the middle card for instance, the middle card Kobato was sexualized with her in a bathing suit. I mean, like, if she's almost in a bikini, I'm like, what the fuck? And there's also the fact that Sister Maria was sexualized from the intro, from the very introduction. It's supposed to be a joke, but I don't see it as that. It really made me feel uncomfortable.
the intro, I completely agree of. I completely agree with you regarding the intro. Okay,
Yeah, I can agree with that.
but in the anime, I think at least it kind of made sense. But I'll play devil's advocate here again, and I'll say that they probably could have chosen different camera angles, right? And still,
Okay, so this episode is hereby called Book Defend.
May I ask, what are your favorite moments? I just really want to. Was it the gaming moment? Please tell me.
no, but
Oh.
I still liked it. I mean, I'm kind of like with you on this, Bish, where I have lots of favorite moments spread out across the entire season, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the episode 2 video game moment is definitely one of them. But if I had to pick a select few, it would probably have to be, just like Joe said, the episode 9 moment with that one scene. But also the Excalibur scene. That
Oh my god.
was
The Gundam porn
great.
scene.
Okay. I don't know why, but the horse mask, just the beach episode, in general was, I think, really well done, right? And, normally I don't say that much about beach episodes because basically they're just fan service, but this one in particular was really funny, especially with Rika. And just the memes in it, just the memes were just awesome,
The memes.
Yeah, yep, the memes.
You need to jump off a bridge, Joe. Like right now for calling it a meme.
I'm sorry, Fish, but it's too far away.
So anyway, let's get on to characters and story.
I can feel this. I can taste the salt.
I want to talk about the character design and stuff like this because there's a lot that I really want to talk about because this anime means so much to me. So, in terms of character design, it's very unique. I like it. But if you think about it, a lot of characters tend to have, a lot of female characters, especially like Sena and Yozora, tend to have the same facial structure in terms of their head shape, etc. What kind of separates them is the slight changes. Sena has that snaggletooth, which is cute. I just said it. Sena has the blonde hair. Yozora has the black hair, stuff like that, and stuff like that. So really, they are similar characters in the way they're drawn. Probably they've used a template. I don't know what they've done to actually make their characters. So all the characters really look the same. However, in terms of the character design, I like it. It's really cute. It's really refreshing. Unlike other sort of slice of life animes. Now, that's what I would say. The eyes are massive in this anime for some reason. Unlike other anime. But anyway, in regards to characters and who are my favorites and my least favorites, and I'll tell you this from now, I have a connection with each one of the characters because once again, each one of the characters is a bish somewhere in my life. For instance, Kodaka, that was me, in high school. Having no friends and just looking around the world and that kind of thing. And then, believe it or not, at one point I was a Yozora.
You were a bully.
No, not in that sense. I was a Yozora in the sense that, I had no friends to the point that I would make up friends. I would create scenarios in my mind and think, okay, man, this is my friend, or this, like, have imaginary friends. But this is when I was really young. I wasn't obviously 16, Yozora's age. I was about probably 5, 4.
Okay, but then again, I think everyone did that.
Everyone did that, but it's something I can relate to as well.
That's understandable.
And obviously, the whole Kobato thing as well. Like when I was around 8, I kind of had this Chunibyo. She's a perfect example of a Chunibyo. That was me at one point. I used to reenact Dragon Ball Z or Doctor Who or something like that. In the playground, but by myself because I never had friends.
So basically, you were like,
pretty much. But I was like over 9,000. That was me. Pretty much.
To be honest, like I liked Kobato's like Chunibyo character, but once he said like that just got annoying. It just rubbed me in the wrong place.
It rubbed you in the wrong place.
Stop. No, but and let me continue. Even with Rika, like she's, I don't know, like even the fact that she was this kind of sciencey girl and she loved science and she would stay in the lab all day. That was me at one point.
Rika is the biggest pervert of the whole group. So basically,
please let me finish. I was gonna get to that. You start off all kind of shy and whatnot, and this was me around GCSE, like 16 to 18, 16 to 18. And I was not 16 to 18, but I was 16. When you're doing your GCSEs, and I would just stay in the science labs, just studying all day. I didn't go to lunch, didn't go to recess, nothing. I would just study in the science lab all day. I wouldn't say I was a genius, but I did get really good grades because of that. So that's, in some sense, I was Rika in that sense. And also now, I wouldn't say I'm a perverted person, but I like to joke about that from time to time, or when I'm around friends. When you're around friends, my friends are kind of fucked up. But we like to kind of joke about hentai.
Wow,
and porn
that's
and
how
stuff like
much you value your friends. You're saying on the podcast that will air live on the internet that they're fucked up.
that. No, but they know this, and they know that I'm a part of that. We're all fucked up.
Wow, it doesn't end.
It doesn't end, but even then, even Maria, like at one point, I kind of feel that I'm not so much, but I kind of feel that I'm connected to her in a sense because, you know, she's this kind of person where, you know, she was gullible. She is still gullible. You know, she would listen to other people, higher ups and stuff, and she's easily tricked. And at one point, I was like that, especially within the early days of the podcast. You know, someone would be like, "Hey, come on the podcast." You know, I easily get tricked by that, and I would just go and naive in some sense. And I would say Yukimura, I feel the most. How do you say? I feel the most connected to Yukimura, mainly because of identity issues. Yes, she is a woman cosplaying as a. Well, she's a woman that's a man that's also a woman. It's very confusing, but not in that sense. Like I don't want to crossplay or anything like that. That's not what I'm talking about. But in the sense that, you know, she feels that she needs to be this man because obviously she was given a male's name and her parents wanted a son. And sometimes I feel like that. I feel that, you know, society kind of puts this pressure on you. Like, you're a boy, you need to feel like this, you need to act like this, you need to be a man. And sometimes you get that kind of pressure falling on you. And at the same time, it's also identity issues. You feel like very alone because of this and that kind of stuff. So I kind of feel the most like her. And yeah. And this kind of also goes to my point on who's my favorite character. My favorite character within the anime is Yukimura for that reason, but Yozora is my best girl because I don't know, I think Yozora really
Bish, you missed one character though, I think.
Which character did I miss out?
Just take a wild guess.
Sena. Oh, okay. So how I'm like Sena, well, I am Tsundere. That's just how I am, really. And
No, Bish, behind that shirt, Bish is actually hiding a very nice rat.
I am very nice hairy rat. Not like Sena at all, but
Okay, you know what? Since Bish wanted to, you know, pin the joke that I'm Nagisa IRL on me, I think we can safely say that Bish is secretly
Sena
IRL.
But
Okay.
I can accept that. What I like about Sena is that Sena is me in the sense that I'm the guy that plays those video games all the time. You know, I play Otome games. I play Bishoujo games. That's me. That's me now. Like I'm playing Girlfriend Beta now. You know, you know what I mean? I play visual novels. That's just me. Although I was never the popular person, so that's why I kind of drift towards Yozora, because Yozora is the bitchy side of me. Like that's just me. Like sometimes when I see that kind of popular person, I'm like, fuck you, man. You know what? Fuck you. That's just me. And you know, Yozora has dark hair, and I have dark hair. I know it sounds really dumb, but there was a moment in my life where I honestly really did hate people that were more popular than me, because I felt that they were looking down on me. And these people tend to be the perfect person. In the case of Sena, you know, either in the case of guys, they were well built, they were rich, and all of that. And you know, I didn't like how they treated everyone else. I know Sena is not like that, but obviously Yozora obviously thought that she was, in the sense that, you know, she has people like minions doing stuff for her. You know, that's another reason why I like Yozora more, because she is me. In a sense, she's the most like me. And my least favorite character, unfortunately, I don't want to say this, but it is, it's not Sena. It's actually...
I think I know it.
Oh, do you want to take a guess?
Is it start with an M? Is it start with an M?
Yeah, it's Maria.
Yep, okay,
No.
It's Maria. Do you know...
Joe's best girl just got crushed.
The reason I say that is because Maria doesn't really have... She doesn't have much of a character to her. She's just there as the counterpart for Kobato. That's it.
Honestly, to give you my 2 cents, that's not even the main reason why I fucking find her really annoying. It's because
The Oni-chan
her
thing.
fucking voice makes my brain cells
Oh,
want to
and
commit
the
suicide
fact that
one
she
by
just
one.
calls Kobato... She just insults Kobato all the time.
I
And
know.
I prefer Kobato. Like,
But
over
Kobato
Maria.
does it too, Fish.
Kobato does it too, but at the same time, I don't like this kind of relationship they have going on where it's like, oh look, I'm the vampire, and this whole holy battle thing. That's just dumb. I know they're kids, but at the same time, it's dumb. And the fact that she's always like, she's kind of senpai notice me, but Oni-chan notice me in that sense. I hate
you're
that.
such a hypocrite. You liked Ai-chan in friggin' Free. How can you say that?
I liked Ai-chan because Ai-chan was fucking cute.
He was
Sister Maria isn't. She's just weird, and I don't like that. And the fact that she's a nun, she's 10 years old. How the hell can she be a nun?
No, but it's explained that she's a staff at the school because
I know,
she's like
but the
super
thing is,
smart.
I don't understand that she's an orphan basically, but I don't understand why she has to be dressed as a nun and why her sister has to be dressed as a nun. That just doesn't make any sense.
Because it's a Catholic school.
Yeah, but you don't dress nuns up. You don't dress people as nuns.
But it says specifically, if I'm not mistaken, that the club room is located in the chapel, though.
I know, but
Right?
she and her sister is dressed as a nuns, and that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't, because she wasn't
Okay,
consecrated as a nun or anything like that. So I'm like, what? I went to a Catholic school, but I didn't dress up as a priest.
Well, maybe you didn't go to Catholic school in Japan, no, did you?
Maybe Japan's Catholic school is different. I'll be honest with you.
Exactly.
And also, Joe wrote in the chat, "Bish, you poop. You're such a poopy poop, Bish." I hate that. That pissed me off. Like, how many 10-year-olds say that in real life? Like,
No, but I find it's kind of funny though and adorable when they have those.
Yeah,
those-
Fish, I almost fainted from all the cuteness that I heard
No,
in her
no,
annoying little
no.
voice.
I wanted to kill myself when I heard her
No,
voice.
but okay, can we just go into season 2's territory here?
Yeah.
Can you not admit? Do you remember that one moment where they introduced Kate in season 2?
Yes.
And she starts telling all those insults like old hag, poopy nun, like Onisa bitch. Remember that moment?
Yeah.
Don't you find that it's also kind of like, I think you have to admit, at least there's some comedic value to it.
There is,
right?
but at the same time, it gets overplayed so much.
Yeah.
And
I definitely
it's
agree.
kind of like the whole Yozora insulting Sena thing. Like, it was all right at first. I'm not gonna accept it because I have to admit that was a really bitch move. Like, when I was rewatching it recently and I completely forgot about this, and I'm like, damn it, Yozora, you're such a bitch. She called Sena a cum dumpster, and I'm like, who says that?
Yeah, that was kind of insulting.
That was
but
too
anyways,
much. Like, for me, that was like, whoa, Yozora, you're a bitch, all right? You shouldn't
I
be
wanna-
saying that to someone else. She goes hard on
wanna-
her insults.
I think Sena also has a part to play in that too, though. I have to say that one part that I unfortunately do not like about Haganai is just that there are
Too many insults.
this connection between Yozora and Sena and Maria and Kubato, and the fights that they have. I mean, at first, yeah, it seems just fun and games and it's hilarious, but then later on, it gets really annoying. Not just for the audience, I find, but also for the other characters within the show, because I can't count how many times Yozora and Sena's fights have gone in the way of the rest of the group, where they're just hanging out, and after they started, getting super competitive and just rooting the fun time for the rest of the group, So I was like, it's a dick move on both Sena and Yozora's part, right?
It is, but I feel that Yozora takes it too far. Because the insults are just, whoa. Like,
Yeah.
I've never heard people say such things to someone else, and I kind of feel sympathy for Sena, because it's like, in some sense, like, I've never been called a cum dumpster, but I mean, like, I've been given a lot of insults before, and I kind of feel sorry for Sena. Yeah, she does try and defend herself, but Yozora is like, takes it to another level. Like, I would really go home and cry after the whole Yozora insults.
Basically bully level, though.
Yeah,
That basically is.
she's a bully, but I like to look past that in terms of that. But she I can't deny that she's a bitch and she's a bully. She really shouldn't be saying stuff like that. But that's just my opinions. And obviously, yeah. Who's your favorite characters and least favorite?
Okay, Joe, who is your favorite character and your least favorite character?
Okay, so my most favorite character. Well, does this also count as my best girl, or?
No, just that's separate. That's a different debate. Just your best character.
My best character was Would probably have to be
Wait. Actually, no. Just continue. I'll comment on your best girl thing later. But
Alright, my best character has had to have been I'm kind of torn between Kobato and Maria.
So the lollies, basically.
Yeah, I
All right.
hashtag Joe is into lollies confirmed.
Illuminati confirmed.
I'm sorry, they're just really cute.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, it's and like I don't know, like Maria has that really airheaded cuteness.
Uh-huh.
It's like where she just yells at everybody with like a very high pitched voice that's just really funny to me and cute. And well with Kobato, like as you can see, like with her Chunibyo personality, like that was pretty funny too. It's like where she's just pretending to be like this magical being that takes offerings and like eats souls.
I have to admit,
And
like you brought that up the other day, and I didn't notice before, but you said, if I remember correctly, that the contrast between her normal personality and her cosplay personality is a source of a lot of like funny moments in the anime, right?
yeah.
And I honestly think that that's really true because I can't tell you how many times I've had like this stupid laugh every time she brought one of like her anime references up, you know?
Yeah, like that one part where like she's like as her Chunibyo personality, she's about to transform into her true form, which is actually her bathing suit, and she just struggles taking it off. Taking off her clothes to show the bathing suit. It's like Oni-chan, it's stuck. It's stuck.
Yeah, I have to agree. In those kind of scenes where she kind of transforms from the Chunibyo personality to what she really is. Those were cute because you kind of get an insight into who she really is.
And she transitions quite often too, which is also an endearing part of her character.
And Joe, may I ask who are your least favorite characters, please? I'm ready for this. I got my armor ready.
Wait, let me just brace myself mentally.
I don't think it's gonna be Sena. I think he's gonna be like, Yozora is a bitch.
I think he might.
No, my least favorite character is Rika.
Oh,
What?
Oh, wait, hang on, because my ideas, what I thought your two best girls
was gonna be
either
Rika, yeah.
or Kobato,
I agree.
because
No,
Joe's supposed to be the lewd guy on the podcast, so I was like, okay, there's no way he doesn't like Rika.
Well, it's like like she was funny at first, but then like she was pretty much the same person for like the entire show.
But I don't want to like overanalyze this, but so are you saying?
No,
that...
I'm saying no. I liked Rika. She was just my least favorite character.
Okay, but like, couldn't your arguments also be applied to, say, Maria, who personally, I'd agree with Bish here, didn't really receive that much development over the course of the season, and was also centered around like gags, like her fights with Kobato.
Well, I mean, she was.
Is that really an excuse though? Like.
Well,
But okay, so
the cuteness factor goes up when it's like a little kid complaining.
all right. So before I ask you any more questions regarding this, can I just ask you, what was the criteria for choosing Maria and Kobato as best girl? Was it purely because of the jokes, or was it because of character development? Like, what aspect of them made you choose them? I just want to like understand the way you're thinking here. Okay. So, what aspect of Maria and Kobato's characters made you choose them as your best characters? Like, their personalities, their role in the plot, the extent at which their characters were developed, etc. Yeah, what made you choose them?
Right. Well, it's like I don't know, Maria was kind of like well, as I said before, she's really like airheaded. She's really and like it's like she's young and like she's pretty she's pretty adorable like at a lot of points. And that's why I really liked her, because like she has like all those different factors that I really like in a character. Like she's cute, she's funny, and it's like the fact that she doesn't know what's going on is kind of like it's kind of appealing to me too, because like it's like comedy like comes from that. It's like from like those kind of places. And like for Kobato, like I said before, it's Chunibyo personality, because it's like I really like things that involve fantasy. So like I really enjoy like I really enjoyed how she was like, oh, she's this like magical vampire. So and I just found that really cool. And it's like she even played the part, like she had like the 2 different colored eyes. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, you just didn't like Ryuka because she wasn't your type of character, right? Is that
yeah, like I'm alright with like perverted characters, but like somebody like Rika, where like it's like that's all she is.
Okay.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, and actually, after the final episode, I actually liked Yozora more than than before. Like, because at first I was like, you know what, I hate her guts, because it's like she's being this really rude person to everybody, and like, it's just not appealing to me. And it's like I saw the end of it, where it's like, oh, like this, because like I saw like why she acted, like why she did half of these actions. Like she had a reason for them. Like she just wanted to be noticed by Kodaka. Because like she was her first childhood friend. And it's like it just made me like her longer, because like, oh, like she didn't mean to do all this stuff. She just wanted to see her friend again. She wanted to be recognized by her first friend. Which is why she's not really like the I hate her guts now. She's more like the like I don't it's like she's not the best character.
So basically the Rise of Haganai, right?
What do you mean?
I don't know, just 'cause, like, Bish and Tyson, they don't hate Rise, I don't think.
I hate Rise.
Oh, okay, sorry, I miscoded.
I want to crucify Rise. That's how much I hate Rise.
Okay, I'm
terribly
sorry for misquoting.
I don't hate Risa, but she grew up. She grew up like, how do you spell it? She grew up to me or something.
She grew on you.
She grew on me. Yeah.
No, her voice is so fucking annoying. Say bye, say bye, say bye. That's all she is. I hate her. Just die recently.
So like,
no, but if you're willing to look past that, she's actually one of the most complex characters on Persona 4.
So Vish, I'm not gonna completely obliterate the SS Yozora now.
We're not the SS, dude.
I'm just gonna destroy it.
It's the H. It's the H. Was it H?
MS.
The HMS.
You're a Brit. How do you not know
Her
this?
Majesty's ship.
Yes, exactly.
Yozora. Okay, destroy me, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to be destroyed. I know it sounds so sexual right now.
My best girl, after deciding between 3 of them.
I'm holding my breath.
Drum roll, please.
I can only do that with a keyboard.
We can add that in post.
Add that.
Yeah, the magic of audio editing.
I'm not gonna add it in post, but just.
Okay, guys, are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
It's Sena.
Yes. Yes.
The fact that you call it Sena.
Guys, just give me a moment, please. Oh my god, yes.
I died a little inside, but it's fair enough. I was expecting it.
Oh, it's because it's. I know, like you probably expected it, but it's like the thing is like she was like rude at times too, which is like something I didn't particularly like.
Mm-hmm.
But like other than like she wasn't. It was kind of like the kind of rudeness where it's like you're kind of just like playing around, kind of like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then. But then, I just felt really bad for her because she got insulted by Yozora a bunch of times, and like she was always like running away crying, and like at other times she was just really goofy. It's like and like really cute when like she was playing visual novels and like when she was trying to get closer to Kobato.
That was creepy. I thought that was like, why is she so obsessed? with
was
someone.
creepy, but the fact that she kept getting denied was really funny.
Also, another thing is this could be a theory, but a really fucked up theory. They look related.
They do.
They're
Like, they
just
look
saying.
exactly the same.
Oh my, we need to have a face swap of Sena and Sena.
If someone could do that for us, please. I send it to Tyson. As director of fanfics, he'll accept that.
Oh my god. What have we done?
Just
Shouldn't you be happy, bitch? Because he's kind of
Tyson,
ruining.
Tyson, you should make a fanfic where Sena is actually like recognized as John Cena and she becomes a professional wrestler.
I think
Tyson
that's
doesn't
a-
make.
I think there's a YouTube video out there about that.
No way. Tyson.
There's probably
This-
gonna be an OVA about that in season 3. Just watch. But I think we're getting to the interesting opinion now because unlike
Tyson.
Joe, I kind of had an idea of what Joe might choose, even though it turned out it wasn't Kobajo, which I'm kind of surprised.
Wait. Before we get into Tyson, Kevin, remember what we were talking about? What I think Tyson's going to be the most interesting because he's probably going to pick Sena, I think. However,
No,
no.
there's no way.
However, I think before this, I actually said that he was going to pick Yukimura. But I'm not quite sure now. I don't think he'll pick Yukimura. I think he'll pick Sena. What do you think, Kevin?
I think Tyson's opinion is interesting to me because unlike Joe, who I kind of, even though my opinion or my prediction was wrong, judging off Joe's personality, I could kind of pick out certain characters that I think he would like. But for Tyson,
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
okay, it's not an insult. I'm just saying that like judging off of like what, like off your personality and I kind of try to pick out characters that I think that
Well,
would suit your taste.
what's my personality to you, Kevin?
Very complex and unpredictable at times, except for this episode. But knowing Tyson, I just couldn't look at any because this is what factors into my decision. Okay, so A, Tyson says Yozora is confirmed not best girl. Secondly,
Wait, when? Oh yeah, true. Yeah, he did say that.
yeah, and he also said that about Sena as well.
What?
At one point,
I think.
Yes, he
Wait.
did.
I'll put something in the line chat now.
he
And
DM'd me. I swear to God, he DM'd me because I was talking to him.
what if this
when
mind?
he
What if
watched
this is
Haganai
mind
for the first
tricks
time.
from Tyson? He's just trolling us.
It could be. Well, let's find out in a second.
Wait, I
But-
think I know who Tyson's best girl is. I'll send a pic right
and I was
now.
like, Yukimura, even as much as we like to tease him about that being his best character, it just doesn't make sense because I don't think the personality really matches up with what Tyson likes, right? Rika is really funny, to me, but she's way too over the top, and as Tyson said in the past, he doesn't like over the top things. Two lolis, Tyson just isn't into lolis, right?
No, I'm not.
Oh my god.
What's so funny, Joe?
So what does that leave us with, right? Basically no one. So my prediction is that Tyson's like, lol, fuck you guys, I actually don't have a best character, it's Kodaka or something like that. Alright,
So
that's what I think.
Joe, what were you laughing at?
I was laughing at the picture you just sent.
And the picture I just sent, I'll tweet this when the episode goes out. But what it actually is, it's someone that I thought Tyson might like. It's actually one of the girls in the game that Sena was playing. Her name is Natsumi. She has blue hair. I had to screenshot that because I thought this is Tyson's best girl. She does look cute though. Let's be honest.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a picture from one of the visual novels that they showed off in the game, and not the game, the anime. So funny.
Anyway, Tyson,
But-
over to you.
All right. So if
No, start with least favorite character actually. I want to wait for the...
No,
My-
don't do this to us.
no, my least favorite character, definitely Yozora. And what Yozora, because she actually she acts like a bitch throughout the whole season, and then the last episode is supposed to redeem her. No, Yozora, you acted like a bitch. You stay like a bitch. You don't get to take me on this feels train that it was evidently that that the Reddit wanted to take us all on. I mean, no, that thing is not gonna fall on it. That thing is not gonna roll with me. I mean, you're treating everyone like shit, and I'm supposed to feel something for you in the last episode? No, fuck no. So
Tyson, that was harsh, man.
Wait, hang on, but Tyson.
yeah,
You just said that she can't force you to go on a field trip in last episode. Does that mean that you did go on a field trip in last episode? I'm curious.
no, I mean that no, not even in the second watch through. I mean, Yozora is still a bitch, and I mean this like I'm sorry. It was like evident that the writers wanted me to care about Yozora now that I know as a viewer that she and Kodaka are related because they're childhood friends. I mean, no. So
You know what, Tyson? Tyson, I thought the same thing, except my comments were much worse. But after
You don't need to do this to me, man. I had
no,
enough.
okay, but like I
This-
saw the entire season. She was nothing but like a stuck-up bitch that made fun of every single person in the season. And she was probably like I was just tired of her jokes. I was tired of her making fun of everybody. It was just so annoying. Like she was just using everybody. But then I got to the final episode, and in the end, she was still a bitch. But she was one of the nicer bitches.
What?
she's not even a nicer bitch. She's
What
still
the
a
hell?
bitch.
What the hell is a nicer bitch?
She was like what? She was one of the better.
She's one of the better bitches
Oh,
I've
the
ever
better
met in my
bitches.
life.
I want to know.
Joe's like, Yozora is the best bitch.
That's kind of like my way of saying like she redeemed herself. She redeemed herself like a little bit, but she didn't redeem herself
Joe,
completely.
I really hope you don't like talk to your school friends like that. It's like I just picture him talking to a girl in the hallway. Like I don't want to. It's not that like I don't want to go out with you because you're bad. It's just like you're good, but you're just the best bitch.
I'm dying here, man.
That was just me trying to make a joke. I'm sorry.
That's what you get.
You did
Okay,
succeed.
guys, so serious talk though. The point is, she redeemed herself for a lot. I'm just saying like she didn't redeem herself completely. So like I still think she's rude, but like I feel like she had reasons for what she did, which is why like I like her more now. Like her more.
No,
What?
Hang on.
What were her reasons though? I don't understand.
No, she had reasons for the reason she wanted some attention, or at least like half of her reasons for acting the way she was, or
No, because
because
that
she
you-
wanted to be be noticed by her friend again. Because like, how do you think it feels to be like this person that like you're? How do you think it feels to not be recognized by one of your only friends?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I understand that, but now that you mention it, that only justifies her attitude towards Kodaka. What justifies her being a bitch to everyone
Let me
else,
explain
though?
that.
That's what I don't
the
get.
defender of the faith, Fish, is here. He's entering the room. The thing is, the reason she's a bitch to everyone else, I don't think she's a bitch to Yukimura. She's actually, first of all, she's
What?
actually... Let me
She's
explain.
not a bitch to Yukimura?
No.
No.
Let me explain, please.
Guys, let
She
the
wa-
man talk.
She was using Yukimura, yes, but at the same time, she, in some fucked up way, yes, Yozora is fucked up. In some way, she actually helps Yukimura actually understand who she is. The fact that she's not a man, that she is a
Okay.
girl. That's first of all, she's helping her out. I know it is an unorthodox way, but she's helping her out. Sena, I understand. The reason why she's mean to Sena is because Yozora has no friends, first of all. She feels threatened. She feels, on some sort of psychological level, she feels threatened by Sena. And the fact that she doesn't like popular people. She finds them as the scum of the earth and that they get everything easy. Which, in some sense, it's true. Because, in some sense, Sena does actually use people. but not in the same way as Yozora does. Yozora does it in such a way where she plays around with emotions rather than playing around with people.
like you said, it crosses the line. Like,
No,
like,
no,
cum
bitch,
dumpster,
bitch,
like,
don't think
really?
don't think I'm defending like her attitude towards Sena. Like that hit me hard.
But even then, like with other characters, it's not as bad as how she treats Sena, to be honest. Even Maria, yes, Maria's a kid, so essentially
But
she's tricking her.
That makes sense though, because in the last episode they reveal why she acted that way towards Maria, because Mira's being a douche when they first met. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's true,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and the fact
So-
is, if remember, this anime is called Haganai. It's called I don't have many friends, or we don't have many friends, and without the Neighbors Club, this anime wouldn't exist. Just saying. And who started that off? Wait, what?
Yozora.
Yozora, exactly. And she had to trick what's her name, Maria, into actually doing the club,
Okay,
or she wasn't
I
gonna.
admit-
I can't believe
I
So
did
she's
laugh a
she's
bit.
very cunning as well. So
I
I
can't
did admit though.
I can't believe this
That-
bitch that you're defending Yozora this far.
I have to
make it-
defend the faith.
Okay,
No,
but
wait,
Ty-
we're enumerating the wrong of her ways one by
No.
one.
All sins can be forgiven, Tyson. Remember that.
You're misunderstanding. He's not saying that the intensity and the shit that Yozora has said to Sena is right.
No,
He
I'm not
says
saying that.
In a way, you can kind of understand her personality. He's not saying it's not fucked up. It is fucked
It
up,
is,
but he's
yeah.
just saying it's kind of explained, and you can kind of see why she does what she does.
Yeah, exactly. It's very clear
Yeah,
why
but
she
No,
does.
but
why her
that
actions
doesn't
are such.
excuse her.
I'm not
But
saying.
it's not excusing her.
I'm not
we're
excusing her at all.
Okay, here's the thing. It's like she had reasons for doing this, but I'm not saying she should have done it the way she did.
Yeah, that's
Like,
exactly what
that's
I'm trying to
that's
say
why,
here.
Like, that's why I didn't. She's not like one of my favorite characters because it's like even though like she had reasons for it, she was still acting rude to everybody.
I don't know. I feel like you're trying to guilt me onto saying, Yosora isn't that bad. She's a bitch, but she isn't that bad. I mean,
No,
the judge is still out on how Yosora behaves on season 2, but on season 1, she's far from my favorite character. I'm utterly trashing Yosora over the floor. I mean, no.
Okay, but Tyson, like, I am the person who's supposed to hate Yozora the most here. I'm just saying that we're not trying to paint her in a different light, in a brighter light.
No, we're not,
just
no.
We're trying to
Yeah, we're like,
sympathize
we're taking
sympathize
her
with
apart.
her and
We're like,
yeah, exactly.
Then why we're
trying to-
spending so much time on this?
Because
We're
she has
agree-
she has reasons why she acts like she is
She
the
is.
main character of it. If you whether you like it or
well,
not,
Kodaka is the
yeah,
Well,
like at the end,
yeah.
like it all came like full circle.
But-
she's the central character of this anime just as much as Sena and Kodaka. If she didn't do this club, then this anime wouldn't exist. So she kind of drives a lot of the storyline, whether we hate Yozora or not. But she is a main driver in this story.
But guys, I have a theory here that I got while watching the last episode, and I was wondering, okay, what if, like, I was just looking at the way Yozora treated Maria and how she was trying to be nice at first. I mean, I was feeling that perhaps she wasn't a bitch, but she was so fed up with everything that she became one eventually, and she was tired of everyone's shit.
No, because you're supposed to take it to always be the bigger man and take the high road.
No, I don't think so. I think there is that point in life where you can take everything and then it would just consume you. The hatred that you receive and the loneliness that you receive, and she might have gone through depression. I know this we're taking it apart in such a complex way, but we don't know her circumstances. That's another thing. Like, because we don't know, we really don't know why she's a bitch. And we're not trying to defend her here, but we're just trying to understand that what makes Yozora Yozora. We understand what makes Sena Sena. It's pretty clear throughout the episode, and I feel that throughout the season. But I feel that this is kind of going on to a gripe here. we don't get enough information regarding Yozora in season 1, but we do in season 2. We get more information on Yozora in season 2.
Okay, this is the moment I think we've all been waiting for. All right, so let's hear them out.
Okay, favorite characters. I mentioned in the beginning that I like Kodaka because he's not like typical harem characters out there. Although he suffers from a bit of amnesia because he doesn't remember Yozora at the beginning. But I like how he doesn't take any shit from either Yozora or Sena, or even Rika and Maria. Although I don't think Maria has given him a hard time or something. Surprisingly, I didn't think of it at first, but on my second watch of Haganai, I am actually Rika kind of grew up on me because she's she's a favorite character, but she's not best girl. I always have to make this distinction.
Okay.
I mean, Rika is just in an ideal world, if Sena could actually be open about how much of a pervert she is, I think she'd be a perfect Rika. So the fact that Rika is so open about how pervy she is kind of admirable, to be honest. And I mean, she's like hilarious as hell, finding erotic things in what isn't erotic. Like, I don't see the eroticism.
The mecha manga. Right?
There's no eroticism in there. Or, for instance, she got turned on by watching the union of a train, just kind of like joining each other. She got a little steamy, and in a way, the story knows it's ridiculous, but still it shows it for a comedic effect. And I'm like, Rika, like, you're something. You are something.
Okay, can I ask you a question though, Tyson?
What?
About your picking Rika? Okay, like I said, I honestly think that Rika would have been the last person you would have chosen for your favorite character.
Yeah, guys, let's think
Because-
about this. I'm the lewdest person in this group. I do think Rika is my favorite character.
Yeah, this is weird. Like, something's wrong here. Like,
You think it's like a
the
Freaky
natural
Friday
order
situation.
of the universe has been utterly destroyed. But anyways,
In a way,
I think Rika would have been the last person.
Jump to
Yeah.
another timeline.
This is like an alternate universe. But
if this time's gay for something, so like somebody sent a D-mail. So if somebody sent a D-mail and the Tyson that is talking to you right now is not the Tyson you know.
is it Tyson from a different timeline?
Tyson, I got an email on the 21st that told me about how your favorite character is Rika.
Like, let's send a D-mail like 10 minutes in the past to make me revise those words, and let's see if it works. Anyway, Kevin, you wanted to ask a question because you're bewildered that Rika is one of my choices of favorite characters.
I am, because I think this goes against your personality. And like in the past you said that you kind of disliked shows that were like, Kill la Kill, because they're just so over the top and over exaggerated and so really ecchi.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if you turn Kill la Kill into a character, that character would be Rika, because like she's so over the top. Like, I mean, she's such a huge source of humor in the anime. Like, I mean, think about it. In the first season, there's the Excalibur moment, which is golden. There's the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's the universe moment, and then the best of all, this moment in season 2 where she's like, "Fuck." And I think Bish knows what I'm talking
Yeah, I know
about.
what you're talking about.
That reminded me of Actually, never mind.
Okay, so I just want to know, what in Rika specifically made you not dislike her and actually made you think she's one of your favorite characters? What made her different?
Because she embraces how ridiculous it sounds to get excited over mecha porn when such a thing doesn't exist. Like the bulls kind of joining each other on the train. She was like, something like that. And like she embraces how ridiculous that sound, and in a way that's admirable in a way. And what else? And what? I don't even know how best I can say this. Because she embraces how ridiculous some terms sound. I mean, her comedy pages are just so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Even when she's suggesting that, what is it? She suggested that Yukimura and Kobato actually have a thing for each other in the beach episode. And what was the other part in which, I think
The universe moment?
no, it wasn't the universe, although that certainly factors in. My gosh, that Rika suggested that Kodaka and someone and one of the girls was going into a sauna, into a pool, or was it a jacuzzi? It wasn't the swimsuit episode, but I can't recall. I just can't. Oh, Rika herself, that she was saying, Rika and Kodaka will get into a sauna or something. What was it?
Oh yeah, no, it was the beach episode because she was like talking about her swimsuit, right?
I'm still not sure if it was the beach episode.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was because then she was actually.
There we go. No, it wasn't the episode.
It was one before that.
The one before that, where Rika is totally going on in her train of thought that Rika will totally emerge from the hot water naked, and she's just fantasizing her Kodaka. I mean, I never go to a hot spring. That was it, and I was losing my mind over minutes of that, and like she totally embraces it. How ridiculous does that sound? And in a way, I kind of admire her. I
really liked the scene where they were at the beach again, where Yukimura was trying to rub Kodaka's back with sunscreen, and then she gets so obsessed with her fantasy that she just explodes and faints.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That was the Excalibur moment.
That was pretty funny.
I mean, I can kind of see where Tyson's coming from. If he admires a character for getting lost in her fantasies, we can kind of see why he secretly likes being director of fanfics of podcasts.
That's a nice tie-in. That's a nice tie-in.
Wait a second. This is your favorite character or your best girl?
Favorite character.
No, just favorite character.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I have one more character. I actually Kobato. Kobato is actually a favorite character because I don't know, the way in which she switches personalities from like the Kobato to the character she's role playing. I find that kind of cute. And even with the I think it was Joe that said that annoyed her, or was it bitch?
No, it was me. It's because I like their characters, just that like.
I'm sorry, bitch. I didn't mean to call you a bitch, but slip of the tongue.
No,
Slip of the tongue.
It was just that one little cackle. No, that cackle was like the only thing that annoyed me about her. Like the personality was pretty funny.
Yeah, but I don't know. She tries a lot of the humor when she's formally introduced to the Neighbors Club, but I gotta admit that I didn't like her fighting with Maria. I think those fights turned staler as time went on. I mean, because for some reason the arguments between Yozora and Sena always found a way to stay new for some reason, but not so much with the Kobato and Maria ones. I think they were so enticed onto following like the roleplay aspect of it that it got tiring. It really got tiring.
Okay. I'm sorry. It's just can we please get to?
I'm sorry.
The part.
Oh, the best girl part.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I'm preparing myself. I don't think I'm ready.
Okay, so Okay, so as prelude, I already said I hate Yozora. She's trash. So Bish can sing with his ship. Sena, I don't hate her. I mean, I hated her when she was first introduced, but she's one of those characters that grew up with me. Also, the fact that, well, I don't think I should mention this really. Okay, so Sena, she grew up with me, but she's not best girl material. Rika is way too lewd for me to consider her best girl.
Tyson, please get to the point. We've been waiting for this the whole episode.
No, Avid, no, I'm gonna make you wait more. Okay?
No.
No, but HMS Yozora is sinking right now. He's drowning bit by bit. You can't make him wait
Yeah,
that long.
throw me a lifeline at least.
No, I'm not throwing you a lifeline. You can
Throw
go.
me a dinghy.
You can go sink with your ship.
Whoa, Tyson. That's
Okay, so
man.
Yozora and Sena out of the picture. Rika as well. Obviously, I'm not into lowly, so that so that throws away.
Okay, so we know who it is.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you've just mentioned.
Tyson, yesterday you said tomorrow. Just do it.
Do it.
I'm not into lowly, so that throws away Maria and Kobato. Although I do like Kobato. So who does that leave?
Say it. Say it.
There's Yukimura, which I rather find kind of cute, and I'm gonna have to say Yukimura's best girl.
I knew it.
Oh!
We called it, Kevin. You know, like
called it.
NASA and the space station, like when they succeed and they get like massive parties and stuff.
No,
That's
but,
what
This is how I felt when Tyson like trashed Yozora, and how I'm feeling right now, like by calling his ship. Like, you know those old films of like people celebrating Victory in Europe Day, like flooding the streets and jumping. That's what I feel right now.
So basically, Bish and Kevin are reenacting the scene in the room where Curiosity was launched and it landed on Mars.
Bish,
Yeah.
I think it is confirmed now that Tyson.
the thing is, that was really predictable because me and Kevin used to have like chats about this, and we were like,
Yeah, Tyson,
who's best
I'm
girl?
disappointed that I saw
No.
that a mile away.
But I'm genuinely
it-
surprised.
But you're seeing it from a mile away for the wrong reason, because Bish and Kevin have managed to stick a label on me that if it's either blue hair, or if it's either short hair, or if it's either a cross-dresser, or if it's either had guns or something, it's automatically my best girl. I mean, I'm probably gonna sync with that label, even though my choices will
Tyson,
always prove them wrong, something like that.
Tyson, please understand that I am utterly shocked. I was expecting you to say Sena, because I think Bish and we were just saying that just, for shits and gigs. Like, we were just saying that as a joke, because we were like, there's no way that I could actually like Yukimura, because, I mean, her personality doesn't seem much of his type. So the fact that you actually did go along with the joke that Bish and I were talking about just makes it all the more ironic and hilarious.
It does, but it happened. I knew he wasn't going to pick Sena, but I didn't think it would be Yukimura. I think it would have been.
No, but no. The reason I called it in chat before he announced it is because I ran through all the characters and all the possibilities in my head, and I was like, okay, so yeah, Yozora's a bitch. Sena, he already denied. Other ones are lollies. That Enrika is too over the top.
He
already
might
said
have
that.
said Kodaka, like.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't have been surprised if he was like, yeah, I actually don't have a best girl.
Yeah, no, that would have made most sense. Or if you look in the chat, it could have been Natsumi. I think.
But I really think this is like
Just
a
saying.
fake Tyson we're talking to, because the real
It might
Tyson
be.
would be really tsundere about this. He wouldn't openly admit this.
But at the same time, Tyson was really harsh on Yozora, and I think the real Tyson would do that. So
yeah.
So I can say that this is indeed the real Tyson.
It's Tyson's personality from another timeline.
This is getting a bit too confusing now. So yeah,
well, Steins Gate as a whole is confusing. You really have to pay attention to make it to make the most of it.
Yeah, the concept of time travel is very like complex.
Okay, so.
But anyway, let's get back.
Okay, so why Yukimura?
Guys, get ready.
I feel that I cannot be just a passive mention, but I'm just gonna throw the most Bane reason out there. Like the way she blushes about everything is cute.
What?
But
Oh.
If Kevin had his webcam on, I would see what he's doing, but
maybe you don't want to see what Kevin's doing because this doesn't sound right at all.
Oh my god.
No, I was just shocked there. Could you proceed, Tyson? I'm interested. Right.
Okay, so there are several moments in and this is merely the Bane's reason I can think of, and I think I also did something similar with Tsugumi in the last discussion episode.
No, but is there anything else to it? Because are you saying that you chose this character as best girl because of that?
It was not because of that, but it is definitely the Bane's reason I can think of as to why I chose Yukimura.
Because, I mean, the reason I reacted the way I did a few seconds ago is because, I mean, if Tyson just chose Yukimura because of the crossplay, then that just, like, I think my theory, like the theory that Bish and I had laid out, it's set in stone. Like, it is solid, scientifically backed proof at this point.
Okay, so that's the Bane's reason I can think of. The more complex reason is that, and obviously Joe mentioned something in the chat that Yukimura isn't formally revealed as a girl in season 1, and yes, I do know that she's actually revealed as a girl in season 2, but I was more aware of the hints that Yukimura isn't a boy, she's a girl.
So like you're basing your reasons off of like how like she was like subtly revealed?
Not exactly, but I do like about her the fact that she is willing to put an effort into changing herself, which has been the motive of many of my choices of best girl. Not necessarily Tsugumi, but definitely Naoto. I mean that I kind of find similarities between Naoto and Yukimura in the fact that they want to better themselves. Like in the case of Yukimura, she's a victim of being bullied. I believe that. Well, I don't pretend to speak for everyone on this podcast, but at least in my childhood, I was bullied, not because I look like a girl, but whatever. So I do find some admiration in that, and I do have another main reason. I'm always like, flat is justice.
I'll take that as a valid reason because that can be.
But that's so hypocritical though. But you said you didn't like lolis.
And also Naruto has big tits.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just because my choices of previous best girl, had
Tyson,
tits.
I think I made a huge discovery.
What?
Tyson is a hybrid con.
What is that?
You pretty much like everything.
So basically, you?
Yes.
Perhaps.
So
what if Tyson and Joe are just clones of one another?
What if they are? But anyway, let's talk about other stuff. So let's talk about the music very quickly because we've already mentioned the art style just in the beginning, along with the animation. So what did you guys think of... Oh, so you want to tell your favorite characters, Kevin?
All right, so
See what that
since this has been a long episode already, unfortunately, I'll have to really go through this really quickly. But best character, best girl, obviously, Sena, because do I have to explain myself? Okay, let's just do a quick list. Okay, let's point form this. All right, so blonde, check. Well endowed, check. Really smart, check. Rich, check. Daughter of the fucking school that you're going to.
Check. No, fuck. Kevin is a gold digger.
Guys, in terms of music, what did you kind of think? Like, for me, personally, I love the intro. Because, you get all that kind of lovely colors, and obviously the music's awesome and that. And I like how each of the characters are singing their bit. Especially Rika, when she does that, I don't know, I wouldn't say twerking, but she does that bit, and she's like, that's hilarious. And then you got the Sena and the Yozora singing to each other. Well, not singing to each other, but it's that kind of communication between each other, which I like. And I also like I like Sena's singing voice, it's quite cute. The ending, not so much, I don't really like that.
I don't like the ending either.
No, it seemed like it was something from a fantasy anime, and I was like, okay.
It was kind of disappointing. It's like the intro was like, oh my god, this is so bouncy. I don't know how to explain it. It was
I know what you mean.
Like popped out a lot. And,
yeah, it was energetic.
Yeah, but then you hear the ending, it's like, oh, I heard this before.
Yeah, the ending was very generic, and I'm not sure Kevin actually likes the ending.
No,
I'll get to that in a second.
No, I like the ending. I'm just saying it's it's by comparison, it's disappointing.
So yeah, another thing is with the actual OST, there are some memorable songs. Obviously, me and Kevin know them. We've been singing them back and forth. However, after a while, it kind of gets mind-numbing. Like, you hear it so many times, it's like, shut up. You know what I mean? This is too much.
It's like they didn't have any option. Like there's only 4 or 5 songs, and you use them all over again.
But that's true. That's the same with a lot of slice of life animes. Let's be honest. That's just something that happens in slice of life.
But there are parts like for instance in Nisekoi, it has a similar structure to other OSTs. I personally liked it. So I don't know if it's the bias or something, but it was more notable. I think would be the correct word.
Would you guys want to see a second season? Obviously, me and Kevin have seen season 2. I believe Tyson is currently watching parts of season 2. But did watching season 1 make you want to watch season 2? Because for me, I was pretty hyped when season 2 came out, and I was like, I have to watch this. I need this in my life right now, because people were talking about, it's more romance based, and that's my sort of thing. So I got really hyped for that, really.
Definitely. I would watch Haganai season 2. In fact, I was holding out on Haganai season 2 until this episode was done, actually. Because I didn't want to my opinions on the characters just kind of collide and make a clusterfuck like it did on Nisekoi. In which I always had to make the mention that, okay, so in season 1 I didn't like her, but in season 2 I kind of like her, or to kind of avoid that confusion is just to go in blank and not watch the second season of a show before an episode is recorded. But yeah, I would definitely watch season 2.
Yeah, like I started watching the show, and at the end of it, I really enjoyed it. Like it was really charming. So I definitely want to watch season 2. Yes, definitely.
I felt the same way when I first watched it, to be honest, and I still feel it now. Like after watching the first season, even for a second time, I really do want to go watch the second season, but I won't because I like to have a little delay between seasons. I don't want to rush things, But for those of you out there who enjoyed season 1, I highly recommend season 2. Like Bish said, it has a more romantic aspect to it. It's a bigger part of the story, and that's honestly a better or for worse thing. I won't comment on how I feel about that, but just point out that out there. It's a bigger part in the story than it was in the first season.
So, Joe, mind tell us what your suggestion is.
Alright, my suggestion is a show you guys probably know about already. Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Whoa.
I swear to God, I've always been pronouncing in my head Evangelion.
Same.
You can shoot
Same
me,
here.
but
Same here.
I'm gonna avoid saying Evangelion. I don't want a GIF versus GIF war. I'm just gonna call it EVA. All right.
Or Eva.
Eva.
No.
Yeah.
EVA. What?
Eva.
Well, okay. I'll call it EVA.
Eva, just call it Eva. That's what everyone calls it. Eva.
I'll be honest. This episode is starting to give me shivers because I usually feel very if Eva is a Gainax show, and I usually feel like Gainax shows are my thing, but I'm actually interested in Eva. But then again, it's such a classic that I actually feel intimidated watching it and reviewing for Kunai. I'll be honest. I don't know how you guys feel, but that's
I
how
feel the same way. But at the same time, I'm just waiting for the people the haters, because there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, Eva's better than Gundam," and I don't know why, but people kind of compare it to Gundam when I don't think it should be compared to Gundam.
Yeah, those are like two different things. Like
I know, but a lot of
myself.
people kind of compare them, and I'm like, what the hell? You can't compare these two.
Those are like the people who compare COD to Battlefield. So
I know, but that's the thing. We're gonna get into this. That kind of
like,
suggestion.
Everyone's gonna have an open mind. Like, we're just gonna express our opinions. It's gonna
Yeah,
go-
true. But I'm a big fan of Gundam, so.
I'm already going in with a bit of bias because it's Studio Gainax. I'm already going in with bias.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
okay, let me just say right now, like, the point, like, a lot of people agree that, like, the point of the show isn't really the plot; it's about the character development.
Okay.
And like, you can see that, like, the characters will really like relate to you in some way.
Then again, if it has that, I'm gonna be a sucker for it because I love character development. I love it.
Yeah, like, the plot is like secondary. It's like character development is pretty good in the show.
All right,
I
so
honestly am excited for this. Sorry.
I'm excited for it as well. Although, we'll just have to wait for the next recording for you guys to know what our opinions are. Ugh.
exactly.
Yeah. So, remember, guys. Remember. If you like what we do here on Kunai, spread the word. Tell everyone. Tell your friends. Tell your grandma. Tell your teachers. Tell everyone, really. We kind of appreciate it. Someone actually, recently, they found out that I do this, and they showed someone, and that person was actually the dean of the university.
Oh really?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I was surprised because this guy was my tutor. He still is. He was like, hey, he asked me. He sent me an email. He's like, oh, I want to check out your podcast, and I was like, cool. And then I saw him for drinks, and he was like, yeah, I gave that to the dean of the university, and they love it. And I was like, hell yeah.
What?
Yeah, and we had a conversation about how do you say, what anime was it? Attack on Titan, which was a bit weird. Did not expect a 40-year-old man to be watching Attack on Titan and having a discussion about it with me, but that was interesting. I like that. So yeah, so doesn't matter who you think that might like the podcast or not. It may be the most randomest person, the person that you don't necessarily think that might enjoy it. So spread the word if you liked it. If you liked it, tell us. If you disliked it, tell us. Remember, you can do so on our Twitter page at GLAPKunai. Also, you can follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at Get a Life Podcast, and you can follow Kevin and Joe and Tyson. They will tell you their Twitter handles in a second. Go.
Alright, so as always, my Twitter handle is The Tempest Phoenix, Phoenix spelled with F-E-N-I-X. And as always, capitals before the first letter of every word. Just kidding, doesn't really matter.
Don't listen to him. He wants the capital all letters. My Twitter handle is Kanay, Kanay_. Not kanji. Don't follow kanji. Follow me.
And my Twitter handle is Kibo Gamer, which you pronounce as, which is spelled as Kibou Gamer.
Also, we got an email, right, Bish?
Email? Oh yeah, we do have an email address. I was thinking, whose email was that? So you can email my assistant, P, not as in piss, as in the vegetable P. So you can send her an email with your suggestions at galp.pea@gmail.com. You can send her your suggestions. But yeah, those suggestions will be forwarded on to me, and we will add that to the schedule if need be. Alright? Yeah.
Alright.
So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Woo, 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 woo.
But I haven't even given my favorite moments yet. Guys, why is no one noticing me today?
Oh, you're irrelevant. I'm sorry.
We did this all the time. When Kunai didn't have a format, and we didn't edit anyone's impression saying. So let's keep rolling on.
I have to say my moments, though. This is my episode, guys. Jeez.
Your episode was technically Denki.
No.
You hosted Denki Guy, and that never aired. I know, I feel so bad about it. Anyway, go and talk about your favorite moments.
Well, like, that tone of voice right there. Like, yeah, just go talk about it. I don't give a shit, Kevin. Wait, who?
Kobato
Say again?
and Sena.
Don't call her Sena.
Cena!
Just
Cena!
John Cena!
Okay.
Joe,
There's nothing wrong with it.
Joe, I'm in Get a Life Podcast Kunai. I already dug my grave the first time I came onto the show.
Yeah, Joe, we're dead men walking.
Well, don't dig your second grave.
So basically, don't dig a deeper hole.
Yeah, don't.
Okay.
I think we're at the core of the earth at this moment in time. That's how deep that hole is. Yeah.
Alright.
So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Woo, 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 woo.
Well, I certainly did.
I didn't. It was.
It was brutal for
It
you.
was like
Your tears
it was a
were
massacre.
delicious.
All my semen. They drowned.